Good evening, this is Viking Views. I'm your host, Ian Gray.
And I'm Juliana Doyle.
I'm Philip Hamer.
And I'm Devon Wade.
I'm Megan Shepard. Welcome to Viking Views.
Here we go.
Here's the lob underneath.
Boy, what a pass.
Watch Viking Views Tuesday at 6 p.m. and Thursday at 8 p.m. on Windjammer Cable, Channel 3.
Welcome to Viking Views. I'm Megan Shepard.
And I'm Ian Gray.
Missouri Valley College held its 5th annual Maastricht Institute of Entrepreneurship, April 11th through the 13th. The 3-day event brought in 9 speakers from all around the U.S. and the Netherlands. The entrepreneurs shared words of wisdom with the students and then held one-on-one breakout sessions. Fashion and Events Coordinator Ratana Shabanda's advice to students is to be willing to do the hard work and start from the bottom. At the end of the day, she adds, the degree is only part of the equation. Be willing to go the extra mile and stand out from the crowd.
Don't be content with being average, because most people are average. And there are a lot of people out here that'll be looking for jobs. The ones that'll get the jobs and the ones that'll be successful are those that strive to exceed expectations. If you're just out here, whether it's in school or on a job, just trying to do enough to get by or just trying to meet expectations, you're not going to achieve the same level of success as those that are driven to be the best at what they do.
Shabanda, owner of her own company, recommends that students do not attempt to open their own businesses right out of college. Instead, she says, students should work in their field and learn every possible aspect of the business from someone that has went through the process.
Emerging entrepreneurs don't understand when they think, you know, it sounds great to have my own business, but having your own business, while it has its rewards, also requires even more from you. Because I tell young people, you know, those that want to aspire to become entrepreneurs, that I didn't walk out of college and become an entrepreneur. You have to be willing to work harder and smarter. You have to be willing to do anything and everything it takes to get the job done, because at the end of the day, your name is on it.
Shabanda left our students with a few keys to success.
Is simply to exceed expectations. Exceed expectations from yourself. Demand more from the people that you choose to associate and work with, and I think those are some keys to, if you do that, I think those are definite keys to success.
Missouri Valley College held its annual Scholar Banquet recently. Awards were handed to 24 students out of each discipline who met the requirements. Students were required to have a 3.3 cumulative GPA and be on schedule to graduate in May or December of the academic year. Tor Evan Jones, a psychology major, was selected as the 2011 recipient of the Ed Leslie Lamp of Knowledge Award. The award was presented by Dr. Leslie, who was designated as the keeper of the flame. The Sierra Leone Refugee All-Star Band was at Valley on April 20th. Juliana Doyle has more.
They no one for praise, the all who name. Some them they pass. Black nature say. Some them they papa could talk. Some them they pa Congo sa. Some na vampire. Oh yeah.
The band is composed by 6 Sierra Leonean musicians who came together to form a band while living as refugees in the Republic of Guinea. A civil war from 1991 to 2002 forced them from their home in Sierra Leone. The members of the band experienced the war and used music to tell their story. They are making tours around the US and other continents to raise awareness for humanitarian causes.
You smile. You smile. I've been thinking about some positive changes. We need some positive changes. thinking about some positive.
I was a Peace Corps volunteer in Sierra Leone, and for me, it's a way of being able to connect with that part of my past. They've been to Colombia 3 times, and each time I fed them African food, and it's something that they really enjoyed. It reminds them a little bit of home when they're, you know, so far away, and it's a way for me to connect with part of my past, and it was a very important part for me growing up to spend the 2 years in Africa as a Peace Corps volunteer. You know, become not quite a tradition, but almost, that whenever they come to Colombia, I'll cook them some African food.
It's so bad.
In just 5 years, the group has earned a lot. An award-winning documentary film about themselves, toured the world to support the cause, appeared on the Oprah Winfrey Show, and had their music featured in the Leonardo DiCaprio movie Blood Diamond. And on April 20th, they came to Missouri Valley to share the story with the students.
I never would have imagined that I would be, you know, or our music will go that far. When I was in the refugee camp, I was just trying to, you know, find something to reform my life, because it's like people around us, we are highly frustrated. Me too, I was frustrated, because being separated from my lovely country, my contacts, and all what I had, you know. So I was highly frustrated. But I just, you know, thought that music could help me reform my life.
MVC has experienced a rise in the number of students enrolled at the college. Changes around campus have been made in the past couple of years to accommodate students with handicap disabilities. Viking View's Matt Ellis sat down and talked to Disabilities Coordinator Jamie Gold-Naylor to find out some of the changes that have been made.
If you walked around the Missouri Valley campus, you've probably noticed multiple handicap signs, ramps, and a couple elevators inside the buildings. Disabilities Coordinator Jamie Gold-Naylor sat down to talk about changes Missouri Valley has made to accommodate students with handicap disabilities.
We've had, you know, some issues to deal with. It's a learning experience. When we had a student come that was in a wheelchair, we put ramps in to make sure that we could get that student into the residence hall. We could then get them, once they were on the hall, there were steps going down to either side of McDonald Hall, and so there was a ramp put in. So if we have a student, for example, that wants to come to Valley who is in a wheelchair and needs services from the Learning Center, our goal has been, we're going to take those services and bring them to the student, but we're seeing that students are actually benefiting from those accommodations and are succeeding at Missouri Valley.
The Humanities Department held its annual Homeless Awareness Week. Elisa Gasparinova has more.
The Humanities Department held its 4th annual Homeless Awareness Week on the quad from April 11th to the 15th.
Every year we have a Homeless Awareness Week, and we organize homeless shelter kind of thing. Like we have boxes, people sitting out here. We do activities and stuff. Basically everybody in the class is a part of it.
It is a great opportunity for our students to obviously bond and work together, but it also is a chance for us to bring up the homeless issue that our country faces and kind of put it in the forefront of people's minds, even if it's just for a week. And a lot of people get confused because they think that we're trying to experience the homeless experience, which, I mean, we are to a point, but it's more about giving everybody else, you know, putting it in the front of their minds.
It gives us an opportunity to have more insight on other people's lifestyles and just help us become better people. So I think this is a great thing to do.
This is Elisa Gasparinova for MVC-TV.
Missouri Valley College had its first male beauty pageant in April, hosted by one of the college's sororities. Here is a look at what went on in the pageant.
On Monday, April 4th, Missouri Valley College's Alpha Sigma Alpha sorority held its first annual Big Man on Campus pageant. The first round was the introduction round. The second round showed off some interesting talents.
This is the year 2011, everybody. We're doing everything with no hands. We're doing everything with no hands. When you go to the cat, eat that food, no hands. Don't let me see your hands.
The third and most anticipated round was a swimsuit contest. Andrew Winston Jr. won the Mr. Congeniality Award. Melvin Capers got third place. Alex McKinney came in second, and Zach McKinney stole the show to win first place. The contestants had one more thing to say to the audience.
Well, thank y'all. We'd like to see you here, and I hope to see you next year. Get it right, and you make some noise, and give it up to your homeboys!
This is Jessica Mars for Viking Views.
On April 13th through the 16th, students and faculty filed into the X and Maybe Theater to witness the MVC Division of Fine Arts presents a concert titled A Little Something for Everyone. The show featured the Valley Connect Show Choir and the Repertory Dance Ensemble. Donations were collected at the door for the American Red Cross victims for the tsunami and earthquake in Japan.
Talented students sang and danced in front of their friends and classmates to win the very first Valley's Got Talent on April 20th in the R. Wilton Brown Room on the 3rd floor of Ferguson Center. The competition was very tough, and it was hard to name a winner. The crowd's favorites, who tied for the first place, were the singing duo Josh and Kevin, and Lena and Fia Fia, who performed a Polynesian dance.
Project Dynamite was held on April 19th at X and Maybe Theater. David and Alex got a lot of laughs from the audience while they were on the stage. Their tricks, matched with their nonstop humor, has led them to international venues and countless newspaper, radio, and television appearances. MVC students had a lot of fun with them on campus.
The Missouri Valley College Theta Phi Alpha sorority held their 19th annual Rockathon April 14th through the 16th. Will Claggett has more.
Members of the Theta Phi Alpha rocked their chairs for 48 hours straight to raise money for the Lighthouse Shelter in Marshall.
Whenever we sit out here, we get donations from the community as they drive by, and to us, it's a good cause to promote ourselves as Theta Phi Alpha and to help the community because it gets it out there that we want to help them, and it helps the people that are in need in the Lighthouse Shelter.
The Lighthouse Shelter is a non-for-profit organization that started 16 years ago. It helps victims of domestic violence in the Saline County area. Theta Phi Alpha has teamed up with the shelter for the past 14 years.
They've done that for quite a few years, and I know they've been very successful. And so we like to see that relationship to continue. And it just, a lot of people drove by and will leave donations, and it just kind of keeps our name and the services that we provide out in the forefront.
As the need grows, or just remains steady, the Theta Phi Alpha girls show they are proud to raise awareness.
Every year we do this, and we've helped them with other drives. We made food baskets for them, and we've done random donations for them. We held a consignment sale earlier this year, and donations that were left from that went to the Lighthouse Shelter also. So we work close hand in hand with them to help the people that are in need there.
We use a lot for our children's program and put that money back into that program so kids can have the things that they need for school or to do some field trips for the summer.
For more information about the Lighthouse Shelter or to donate to the shelter, contact Debbie Wallace at the shelter. I'm Will Claggett for Viking Views.
Senior Sarah Gross is having her artwork displayed at the Vern Nestor Art Gallery. Will Claggett visited the gallery.
I like weird things. I like to morph people's reality without actually having to do any photoshopping. You just take a picture of something, like a different kind of view, just obscure.
Morphing your reality. That is what Sarah Gross's photos do.
Funny thing with photos, I like them to come out of the corners of the pictures because I like to feel like there's motion in like the photo. I used to steal my mom's camera whenever we still had film cameras, and I just go and take random pictures and my mom would develop them. She'd be mad. She'd be like, Sarah, you just wasted a whole roll of film. And I'm like, oops.
She'd take pictures of the cats, the dogs, or just of a leaf instead of the tree, you know. It's just sort of random things she would do, like.
Random, but creative. What started as a childhood dream is slowly, but surely, becoming Sarah Gross's reality. Taking photos from different angles and making you think they were photoshopped.
That they're different. You don't see pictures of, you know, in the angles she has them in.
They're kind of like an instant kind of thing for me, and I'm kind of like a little bit of an impatient person, so it kind of helps me to like be able to snap something and go and keep going and keep moving. And you can take a million pictures and still only be happy with one, so.
Sarah spent 6 weeks in Paris, France in the summer of 2010. She holds the trip close to her as it brought her closer to living out her dream. I'm Will Claggett for Viking Views.
Sarah will graduate with a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Graphic Design. She hopes to find a job in her field or to go to grad school.
The Missouri Valley College baseball team traveled to Omaha, Nebraska this past weekend to compete in the Bellevue University IHOP Invitational, and their rough skid continued as they dropped all 4 games in the tournament. Though in the Vikings' last game, they put up a fight going into the 4-4 tie in the bottom of the 7th inning against William Penn University, but dropped the nightcap 5-4. The tournament concluded the Vikings season with an overall record of 8-38. The MVC Ladies Vikings softball team took on Avila University Eagles last week in a conference doubleheader, beating the Eagles in both games by scores of 12-7 and 7-5. The Lady Vikings' next matchup is against Evangel University today in Springfield at 3 p.m.
Missouri Valley College hosted a dunk contest last Tuesday. Ariane Hampton has more on the story.
Last Tuesday, Missouri Valley students met in the Burns Athletic Complex to witness dunks, and more dunks. Celebrating Springfest, Missouri Valley College hosted a dunk contest with a prize of $100. There were 6 contestants, but only 3 advanced to the finals. Finalists D'Amico Nesbitt, J.D. DeVault, and Cedric Jackson all put on a show. Judges Ken Chiava, Drew Hawkins, and Dean of Students Heath Morgan all agreed that D'Amico Nesbitt was the winner. This has been Ariane Hampton with Viking Views.
The Missouri Valley College men and women's golf team played in the Hannibal LaGrange Spring Invitational last week, with the men placing 5th overall in the tournament and the women placing 4th. The Vikings' next matchup is in the Baker Invitational in Baldwin City, Kansas on April 27th. The men's and women's tennis team took on Westminster College of Fulton, Missouri last week, with the men and women both winning their matches by scores of 8-1 and 9-0. The Vikings are set to start the HAC tournament this weekend. Place and time are still undecided.
Many students after college wonder if they will be successful in their careers. E.J. Narcisse, an 81 grad of Missouri Valley College, shows us how success after college is within your grasp. You just have to follow your heart. Ian Gray has more.
When it comes to life after college, we all want the same thing, to be successful. And it's even better when you're successful doing something you love to do. An 81 grad of MVC, E.J. Narcisse, CEO of Team Services and founder of NFL Get Out and Play 60, is living that dream, and tells us how Missouri Valley College prepared him for life in the real world.
It's a part of what prepared me for the next portion of my life, and I think it did that by really broadening my horizons. You know, I came from the East Coast, so it was a little bit of a culture shock coming out here, but you know, likewise, it was a culture shock for everybody that came in contact with me as well. But I think we both kind of grew from it. My friends that I made here from Iowa, Kansas, Missouri, certainly had given me the opportunity to experience a very different lifestyle and a different way of life, just wonderful people. And I think that, you know what, it helped me as I started to progress after college because I didn't go back east. You know, I ended up traveling quite a bit around the country with different opportunities. And I think that I was well prepared for a different walk of life everywhere I went.
A New Jersey native, Narcisse played 4 years of football at Valley and was a member of Sigma Nu. Football was and still is his passion, and he tells us why he continued to keep sports in his life after college.
Well, sports, again, was just always a passion and always played such a big role in my life that when I had the opportunity to transition from corporate America into sports, it was a natural jump. It was a little bit of a risk. But at that time, again, without a family or wife and children to worry about, it was a natural opportunity for me to take. And again, I think that having the background that I had and knowing what I knew, all I really needed to do was to find the opportunity.
It's important to remember that anyone can be successful if you follow your heart. If you would like to know more information about E.J. Narcisse, you can check out their website at www.teamservices.com. This has been Ian Gray reporting for KMBC News.
Thank you for watching Viking Views. I'm Megan Shepard.
And I'm Ian Gray. You stay classy, Missouri Valley College.
Enjoy the rest of your summer.
Fasalili Rabika Mamae.
Go smoke by.
Inaka bo.
Kaucham kasada.
Fasalili Rabika Mamae.
Go smoke by.
Inaka bo.
Kaucham kasada.
Fasalili Rabika Mamae.
Go smoke by.
Mama inaka bo.
Kaucham kasada.
Fasalili Rabika Mamae.
Go smoke by.
One day, na me go na kawyat. I go buy beef for me, don't know. Now go and they go and meet this cotton, I go do. The cotton tell me say nothing on there again, no. As I turn me face, I see the couch and casada. I turn me face, I see the
go to smoke by.
When I ask the cotton, what in the happen so? He say Baba Franco na so me septina salon.
Do you care?
A fossil that leaks enough water to fill a soda bottle every 30 minutes. We waste 2,192 gallons of water a year.
Do you care?
Opening your shades and blinds lets you take advantage of natural light while saving lots of wasted energy.
Do you care?
Do you ever turn off your TV? Do you leave the light on when you leave a room? Do you recycle?
I care.
Be responsible. Save energy.
Waking up in the morning, gotta thank God. I don't know. Drove to the pad and hit the showers. Didn't even get no static from the cowards.
Don't drive and text. Don't walk and text either. Why do we care?
The Mobile Cares Project,
A fundraiser for Japan.
the American Humanities Group,
Why do we spend the time? Why do we make the effort? Why does it matter? Because it's our news too. MVC Viking Views. Our news is your news.